He gets quiet very quickly.
All right, thank you very much. Good evening, everybody. I'd like to call the meeting of the Village of Mount Sterling Council for August 26, 2024. May I please have a roll call?
David?
Here.
Barry?
Here.
Craig?
Here.
Becky?
Here.
Ross?
Here.
Joyce?
Here.
All
All's
right.
present.
All's present? All right. Please stand.
Lord, thank you for the day you provided for us today, Lord. Lord, be with our village and all our guests here tonight, Lord, and our council and our mayor, and all our protection and law enforcement, Lord. Lord, be with our country tonight, and be with the ones that are shut in and have no home. Be with our veterans tonight, Lord. The ones that have no home, touch them tonight, and be the ones with the hospitals. In Jesus' wonderful, wonderful name, amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Boy, the Army Guards
Okay.
put down on me.
May I please have a motion to approve the minutes from the council meeting held on August 12th, please?
I'll
Thank you.
second.
Thank you. Craig, David?
Roll call.
Yes, please.
Barry?
Yes.
Craig?
Okay. You're Barry. You're David.
Yeah.
Just getting that out there.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Craig?
Yes.
Becky?
Yes.
Ross?
Yes.
Joyce?
Yes.
David?
Yes.
All right, thank you. I'm going to keep my mayor's report very brief tonight because we have guests and visitors tonight, a couple different folks who've come in and taken time out of their night to come down to see us. I want to point out that we have completed round one of our street improvements project. We've done a lot of painting around town. We're not done yet. We ran out of paint. This is 20 gallons of paint in. We continue to do a lot of work on that. I'm looking forward to getting that project wrapped up. Same time, we did a big project over in the Ravine and Valley View and South Market Street. So I hope if you've been driving by that, you've seen a lot of construction workers out there. That's almost done as well, and hopefully tomorrow we'll be pouring a sidewalk there. So we're shaking and baking. We're getting things done this summer while we got some good weather. I'm looking forward to getting even more done in the fall. So on that note, I'm going to kick it over to our President Pro Tem for a few comments of hers.
Thanks, Andy. It's been busy in the village, a lot going on. The downtown area is starting to really look pretty spiffy. I hope everyone is settling into the new school year and everyone's enjoying some fall sports. I know we've been busy at it with our grandkids. That's all I have. Maybe some comments going on with the committee reports.
Okey-doke, thank you. Public comment and visitors. Yes, we do tonight. All right, so the first person who made it into the book, I'm going to ask Mr. Tony Sullivan to come forward. We're going to ask you to use a microphone over here, maybe with your colleague there. And would you state your name and your address for the record, please?
Yeah, my name is Tony Sullivan. Address is 185 Countryside Drive North, Troy, Ohio, 45373.
Wonderful. What are you coming to us tonight about?
Well, like I said, my name's Tony Sullivan. I'm with IGS Energy. I'm a team lead. I'm actually Brandon McCarthy's team lead. He's the account manager we've assigned to Mount Sterling. And what IGS is, we're the local provider of gas and electricity for, all the utilities, Duke, AEP, AES, Columbia, Ohio Edison, quite a few of them. And what we do is we put customers into fixed rates similar to buying a house or a car. You get a fixed rate on your cost per kilowatt hour or per CCF on the gas. We also provide coverage for all your utility lines, furnaces, air conditioners, hot water heaters, things of that nature. We're based out of Dublin, Ohio, so we are a local company. We're different from a lot of the other companies that you may see in Walmart or Costco or Sam's, those places. Whenever somebody gets into a fixed rate, obviously it's not in perpetuity. It does expire at some point in time. So every company, including us, has to send a letter saying, hey, call us, get online, renew this. We're the only company that if the customer misses that, we send a second letter. And we're also the only company that if a customer misses that, here in Mount Sterling, Brandon gets an alert and goes, knocks on their door, calls them, emails them, whatever he has to do. As Brandon's team lead, I require everybody on my team either a morning or afternoon, at least one day a week. I don't care what day it is because they may have different follow-up appointments with customers, but they have to chase down people in their territories that have missed those letters and have fallen into a variable rate. So we're really asking for the permit for two reasons. Now, number one, see if we can help, other citizens of Mount Sterling who are in the crazy variable rates that these utilities have, especially with how volatile the market is. And secondly, we have a number of customers in Mount Sterling that he needs to service who have missed both letters, but without the permit, he's not been able to get here and take care of it.
Fair enough. So your ask tonight for council's benefit is this gentleman would like to be able to follow up with his customer base and have a solicitation permit, which we only issue one by one. Is there a motion to give that person a
You have
permit?
that motion, sir.
All right. Is there a second, please? All right, Craig, thank you. Shall we do a roll call?
David,
Yes.
Barry,
Yes.
Craig,
Yes.
Becky,
Yes.
Ross,
Yes.
Joyce.
Yes.
And what they will be doing, and maybe if I can add on to your conversation, is that they're gonna be going door to door. So I do know that Facebook sort of blows up when there are people that are knocking on doors, or, obviously they are badged, meaning that they have identification of their company.
Yep.
So the village is allowing, council is allowing the village, to have them go door to door, or maybe place flyers at people's doors. So, please do not be alarmed. If you feel uncomfortable, you can always call the sheriff's department.
Yeah, if somebody has a no soliciting sign on their door in their yard, obviously we respect that. We mark it do not knock and move on to the next house.
We'll also like leave cards and stuff, so if it would work out better for people to like set up an appointment or something like that, they can always contact me and I can come out for them.
Okay, fair enough. Thank you for coming in to see us, and look forward to seeing more from you.
All right,
Thank
thank you very much.
Thank you. All right. Next person, Mr. Tom Corbin, would you please come on down? Oh, goodness. Take either one. Whichever one works for you.
I'll come over here and Pastor David. Thank you for having me tonight. We have some of our Masonic Lodge members here also. I'm here about the annual haunted house that we do every year. As you know, it's free to everybody in town, always has been. We have made some changes this year that we're going to do. This year, the bounce houses that we're going to have will be free this year for the kids. Last year, I think it was $10 for the whole night, and they could bounce on whatever ones they wanted to. And we try and make sure everything is as feasible as possible, free to the community, because we get a lot of people with feedback saying this is the only thing they get to take their kids to. Times are tough, we realize it, and we're trying to give back some to that. So it did cost us a lot last year, it'll cost us a lot this year, but it's more important for us to let the kids do things. We're changing things a little bit. We're going to have the haunted house on the 18th and 19th this year, which is a Friday and Saturday. We will not be having it on Sunday. And on the 18th, it will be from 7 to 11. On the 19th, we'll have two shows actually. The first will be from 3 to 5, and that's for very young kids only, and that's what we call our lights on. For the ones that are scared, that don't want to go through normally, we turn everything on so you can see, the real people, and they go through. Yeah, Barry, we had to hold his hand last year. It was ugly. He cried, ran out the front door.
I know the crying is the thing that gets you,
Yeah,
right?
it was bad. The bad thing was he ran over David on the way out. So, then after the 3 to 5, we take an hour-and-a-half break, basically feed all of our actors, and then we reconvene at 6:30, and it'll go to 11 on Saturday. What we need from council, as usual, is we'll need a road closure for safety reasons. And I want to reiterate the safety. The first year we did this is our 5th year or 6th year? 5th year? The first year, we had a really big turnout, as everybody knows. And we almost had 2 children struck by cars, even though we had deputies out there, that type of thing. Because kids react. They don't act, like, okay, there's a car, I'm going to wait here. They shoot across the street. That's what made us close the streets originally. So again, safety in mind, we'd like to close it from by the dairy freeze down to the hardware store as usual. We'd like to close it on Thursday night. So anytime if they put the barricades out, we can actually set them out like about 8 o'clock and let us start to set up. This way we're set and done for Friday. And then 11:59 Saturday night, we'll have everything back open. So it'll be all the way open on Sunday, no issues with that, which is a big difference in what we did in years past. We tried to scale it back as far as inconvenience for anybody in the area. We even have a couple of the people that live on Market Street here tonight, Daryl for one, and he says, yeah, and Matt for the other. I forget Matt. I don't know how I could, but I do. And the traffic doesn't bother them. They understand it, and they're there for the kids, and that's what they want everybody to know. So if I could get a motion from council tonight to close the streets from 8 o'clock Thursday evening, the 17th, and reopen at 11:59 on the 19th PM.
What time on Friday? I'm sorry.
To close the streets?
Yeah,
Yeah,
8.
8 a.m.
Thursday at 8 PM.
gotcha. Okay, thank you.
p.m.
Right.
Hey, Mayor, let me say about Tom and Dee. So I've talked to a lot of people, and they pay to see haunted houses. The kids in this village have more fun there. And like Tom said, they don't get to have much entertainment. They really look forward to this. And it is a lot of fun for all.
It has really grown over the years. I mean,
Yeah.
it started out as a PG little event, and then
Well, to give you an idea, Ohio puts out a annual haunt magazine, and we are ranked number 9 statewide, which is saying something. We have people come from out of state, from Cleveland, all over the place. First year, I think part of it was COVID, that we were the only ones doing anything. After that, it just grew and grew and grew. At any given time, we have to have 26 actors working in that. So it takes a lot of
a lot of work.
labor. And the other thing that we do is our high school kids from not only Madison Plains, but Westfall, they get, it's part of their community service because we let them work in there too. So we get a sign off on them for their community service. So it's a win-win all the way around.
All right, well, may I please have that motion? Is there a motion on the floor? Thank you, Barry. Is there a second, please? Thank you, David. Can we do a vote, please?
David?
Yes.
Barry?
Yes.
Craig?
Yes.
Becky?
Yes.
Ross?
Yes.
Joyce?
Yes.
Motion's passed.
All
One
right,
last thing, if I could.
sure.
We may go to food trucks this year. We haven't decided for sure yet, but we'd like to have the option open. We wouldn't have any more than 4, I would say probably 2 or 3. Mainly, again, because of having so many people it takes to run the haunted house, actors wide. We don't always have enough people to run the concessions too. Then people get mad because they want their hot dog, and you know, we're the cheapest in town.
Oh, yeah.
That's just like when we did lemon shake-ups during Summer Jam, they were charging $8, $9 from, I'll say the carnies affectionately. We were $5. And anytime we can help and we lower prices, you know, people could come down and feed their whole family on $20 just coming to us. But again, we may go to the food trucks, we may not. I just want to have that option. Right now, we don't really plan on it, but just in case, I'd like to.
I'd be happy to help you out with that, help you get that organized. No problem.
Now, do werewolves want dog food, maybe?
No, they like ground chuck. Yeah, I don't know why. I didn't know if I needed to have it in a motion or anything to allow that.
You're allowed to have them in the village. There's paperwork to do. There's no problems doing it. I'd be happy to help you do them.
Do we have to pay for it though?
There is a fee associated with it right now.
Is there any way we can have a motion to waive the fee?
You should ask council.
Council, would you please waive the fee? Because remember, this is going to be for the kids. We don't get anything off the food wagons. This goes directly.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second. I think it's good for the show.
Becky? David? Roll call, David?
Yes.
Barry?
I'm going to abstain.
Very.
Okay. Craig?
No.
Becky?
Yes.
Ross?
Yes.
Joyce?
No. 3 to 2.
Sorry, did it pass?
Yeah, we have David a yes.
Yep.
We have Becky as a yes and Ross as a yes.
Thank you, folks. I
There we
look
go.
forward to seeing you. And again, anybody that wants to come through the night before, we always take everybody through. Becky won't do it anymore. We scared her too bad. So,
Thank you
again.
very.
Huh?
You guys are going to have a great turnout this year.
Oh, I'm sure of it. Let's go finish.
All right, thank you all for coming in. All right, back to the meeting. So we have no executive session tonight, so I'm moving on to department reports. Sheriff's Department, our sheriff has taken the night off, and we had a big comprehensive report last time, so we're going to go ahead and speed pass through him. Law Director, no Law Director tonight. Building and Zoning, it's not their night. So that's Fiscal Officer and Clerk of Council.
Hey, Mayor,
please.
may I, since we had the sheriff report, I would like to bring up, and I've had some senior citizens tell me about this, and I know I used to be a safety. They're getting prank IRS calls now, and the IRS, I've told this before, will not call you up. They will send you a letter, and some senior citizens asked me about this, and just to tell the public out there that if you get a call, just hang up on them, because they shouldn't be doing this, and they're just trying to get your social security number.
That's exactly right. Okay, so Fiscal Officer?
All right, I didn't have any questions, concerns, or comments from council members. So let's go ahead and approve the appropriation status report, the revenue status report, the receipt listing report, the payment listing report, the comparison of budget and appropriated report, the cash summary by fund report, and the reader report.
Thank you, Craig. Is there a second, please?
I'll second.
Thank you.
Craig, David? Roll call. David?
Yes.
Barry?
Yes.
Craig?
Yes.
Becky?
Yes.
Ross?
Yes.
Joyce?
Yes.
All
And
right.
I'll have 2 documentations for you guys to sign.
All right, moving on to committee reports. First one up, Finance, Joyce.
Yes, we're still waiting for numbers to come in. Should be in any time now, Courtney, is that correct?
Yep.
All right, so we'll get that work session scheduled once we receive the budget numbers. Our next meeting will be September 4th at 3:30 PM.
Wonderful. All right, Pleasant Township, David.
I'll be meeting with the trustees in September.
All right, thank you. Squad, Joyce.
Yes, we had our meeting, went into executive session. Once we came back to general session, we voted to accept the negotiated union contract, paid the bills. Our next meeting will be September 11th at 8 o'clock.
All right. Fire, Ross.
Okay, the fire department's new bunk room is finished. It come in under budget. Their new truck and cabin chassis is finished as far as the chassis assembly plant. It's now being moved to the body plant. They have reached out to Huntington for the financing for options. They don't know what they're going to do yet. They haven't decided. And 15 calls ahead of last year at this time.
Sorry to hear that.
And that is it.
Thank you. All right, water or wastewater, Joyce.
Okay, water, wastewater, the next meeting will be September 11th at 2:30. There was an updated meeting for the water tower. I had dental surgery last week, so I was not on that call. I was still a little under the weather. So I don't know if you or Courtney that were on the call.
Yeah,
want to
I think
update.
the thing to sort of update everybody on is the timing for everything. So I think it's really important to point out that all the paperwork from Mount Sterling side has been done months ago, right? So it's been pending with other folks other than us, including the Army Corps of Engineers and EPA and about 10,000 different consultants and everybody who can possibly give or has a stake in the outcome of it. So at the end of that, as we were updated last week, it looks like we're probably going to go to bid on the water tower this fall, so it'll be most likely in October. It'll be open for a month, so a full calendar month, and then we'll be doing openings in November for bids, and then once the bids are evaluated, award will be made after that.
Okay, thank you.
So, not to recap, but we've been working on this project for 3 years at this point, and it will take a full year probably to build it. So by the time everything is all said and done, the timeline you'll be pushing 4.5 years comfortably. So
If I can add
please
something
do,
on
yeah,
that as well.
mhm.
So there is a piece of legislation that was a result out of this meeting that we had. Again, as we all know, is when a grant is applied for, almost 3 years ago, obviously inflation has increased the cost of water tower material, labor, and part of materials to be, created and made. So the piece of legislation, as Andy and I have always said up here, is we're gonna apply for everything. And again, this is just a resolution to apply for it. Again, once they get it, once we determine the financing and how everything will go into play. We will come back and accept some of these, options that we have for funding, because it has increased tremendously.
Yeah, I think it's fair to say that we're no exception to everybody's pocketbook getting a little thinner. That said, our job is to assemble every financing source we possibly can and bring it back to you guys to make the best choice we possibly can make under the circumstances.
Mayor, do we know when everything gets done, when construction would be underway, basically?
If everything goes as it should, we're looking at spring, early spring.
Okay.
So you'll have construction throughout spring, summer, fall, and possibly, depending on how fast they get done doing all the major work, into 2026. So realistically, that's the timeline. And we've always said that, hey, it pays to be a little more fiscally conservative, because we don't know how much this thing is actually going to cost. And so, do you borrow? Do you get grant? Do you raid your piggy bank? What do you do? And so, at the end of all of it, we're coming back to council with the best set of options we can to build it. So that's what's going to be coming up in ordinances and resolutions, and we need your support, because EPA and Army Corps are asking for our support. So that will be that. Anything else on water, wastewater before we move on?
No, just the next meeting, I think I said it was September 11th at 2:30. Excuse me.
September the 11th at 2:30.
2:30, yes, thank you.
Wonderful, thank you. Streets, Craig.
I have nothing new on streets, but we will be having a meeting Friday at 9:30 on September the 6th.
Wonderful. Parks and Recs, Joyce.
Thank you. The movie night will be this Saturday, August 31st. It will be Space Jam: The Legacy. We have, the prizes are being donated by the Mount Sterling Car Wash. We want to thank them for that. We did have quite a spirited conversation. Nothing was decided at this meeting. We will be holding another meeting in the near future. I would recommend you watch the website for the dates and times.
Good.
I'd like to make a motion to complete the small paths to connect the playgrounds to the walking path and spend the remaining $20,000 that we have on the sensory equipment. This was tabled and more than 6-8 weeks ago, I'm not sure, and I'd like to make a motion again to untable it and take a vote.
Is there a second?
That did not go through committee.
Doesn't matter, I can make a
You
motion.
can. I just wanted to be clear, that did not go
Got-
through committee.
Okay, there'll be a vote.
Okay, so is this a motion to untable first? And then there's gonna be another motion to accept?
I just want to accept it. I want to make a motion to accept it.
Okay, so this would be the walking path, and then the sensory tables.
Yep.
Okay, so Becky's made the motion, Barry has seconded. David?
Yes.
Barry?
Yes.
Craig?
No,
Becky?
Yes.
Ross?
No.
Joyce?
No.
Okay, so we have, Craig is a no, Ross is a no, Joyce is a no, and we have David, Barry, and Becky with a yes. There's a tie.
No.
So just for the public, Andy just made the vote.
I cast a
no vote.
Cast a no vote, because I believe we need to go back and get estimates before we spend $14,000. All right, when will the next Park and Recs meeting? We said we're going to get one on the calendar, right?
We have, the one for September is supposed to be September 23rd at 6 o'clock. I feel we need to have one to replace the one that got adjourned early tonight.
Okay.
I think we need to schedule one, so be on the lookout for information on that.
Okay, good deal, thank you. Record retention, David.
We will be meeting at September 6th at our time of 8 a.m. We've always found it very interesting, and I really like the group I'm working with. We got a good group, we get a lot done.
Okay, thank you. Nuisance abatement, Barry.
Yep, we have no new news. Our next meeting is September 9th at 6 p.m.
Okey-doke. Planning, Joyce?
I believe the next meeting is tentatively set for September 24th at 6 o'clock. Once again, please watch the website because we don't always have meetings, so it's subject to not happen.
So the one tomorrow has been canceled
That's
for planning and zoning. Yep,
I was just going to ask that.
yep.
Yes, it has.
Okey-doke. And Ross, I don't know if you want to update anything, nothing
I
on
don't
that.
have anything.
Okay. tree beautification. Becky?
Yes. We do have a little bit of news today. I keep talking about this Mount Sterling's oldest tree and all this work we want to do around it. I just have to tell everybody today, some of our dreams finally came to fruition. I want to thank Chuck Williams, helped organize getting Luke and Eddie Mason out there, and at 2 different times a mechanic had to come out and fix some hydraulics. They brought all these huge pieces of equipment out there and really did an amazing job, and I don't think they're done yet. I think they're going to come back and help again, but they literally saved this village tens of thousands of dollars from their volunteerism and bringing those equipments out and knocking down all those little trees, and there are just mounds and mounds of debris that's been thrown back in that area that they have pulled out, just huge concrete boulders as big as I am, and bales of wire, and I just cannot even express how grateful and proud I am to have them as community members and all the hard work they did. You guys know today, I was out there for 3 hours with them, and they were out there twice as long as that, if not triple. And it was 90-some degrees out. And those men worked their tails off, and I just can't even express how grateful I am. And so, again, I just want to say thank you so much, and everybody, if you see one of the Masons around, you should, or Mr. Williams, you should really show them some gratitude. We're going to have a beautiful vista out there. There's a lot of work that still needs done, and when you're doing every project, you run into things you weren't expecting, but I just want to say thank you for that. And we still have our committee cleanup date for September the 14th. That's a Saturday out there. It's going to be a lot less thanks to those gentlemen, but there'll be things that we can do, and anyone in the community or organizations that want to volunteer to help out there, we would appreciate and welcome anybody that wants to become part of this project that's going to be just absolutely amazing for our community. Our next meeting will be, I believe, September the 11th at 1 o'clock. And I do want to let council know, since I'm talking right now, I will not be here on September the 23rd. I'm out of state for my son's wedding, so that council meeting I will not be at. So I would like, whatever you do, to approve me to be gone. And that's all I have.
Okay, thank you very much. That takes us to ordinances and resolutions. First up is Resolution 2024-14.
Becky, can I correct, you said September the 11th, is actually September the 9th
I'm sorry.
at 1 PM.
That's the second Monday, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Second Monday of the 9th.
Okay, sorry about that.
Okay, resolution 2024-14, a resolution authorizing the mayor to apply for and enter into the Ohio EPA water supply revolving loan account agreement on behalf of the village of Mount Sterling for the construction of the $150,000 gallon elevated storage facility project, and designated a dedicated repayment source for loan financing, and declaring this as an emergency.
May I please have a motion to suspend the rules, please?
Yeah, that motion.
Thank you, David. Is there a second?
Yes.
Thank you, Ross.
David, Ross, okay, roll call, Craig,
Yes.
Becky,
Yes.
Ross,
Yes.
Joyce,
Yes.
David,
Yes.
Barry,
Yes.
May I please have a motion to place this on the first, second, and third readings?
You have that motion?
Thank you. Is there a second? Thank you, Craig.
Joyce, Craig, Becky,
Yes.
Ross,
Yes.
Joyce,
Yes.
David,
Yes.
Barry,
Yes.
Craig,
Yes.
Okay. May I please have a motion to adopt Resolution 2024-14?
Yeah, that motion, sir.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Yes.
All right, thank you, Ross.
David, Ross,
Roll call.
roll call, Ross,
Yes.
Joyce,
Yes.
David,
Yes.
Barry,
Yes.
Craig,
Yes.
Becky,
Yes.
resolution 2024-14 is passed.
All right, thank you very much. We look forward to keeping the project moving. That takes us to roundtable.
On roundtable tonight, I'd like to thank Bill Storr. I was taking a walk. That man had a weed sprayer. Every one of those bricks of those veterans, he was spraying around. killing them weeds. And you take a man that really loves his village.
Bill does a lot for our
He goes
community,
out and
and I
does
appreciate it.
all. I was telling him I thanked him. And I also want to reach out to my brother. He's returning to work next week, and he's had a long summer, and John's getting ready. And in 2025, the Timmons brothers will rock and roll again.
There we go.
And I
All
just
right.
want to say that.
All right. Other items for roundtable.
I just want to bring everyone's attention to the first Friday food truck night will be September the 6th. I hope that date's right. Is that right? Is that a Friday? Sponsored by the Chamber of Commerce. And last month, we had a good turnout, but it rained after 2 hours, and it kind of dampened everything a little bit. We're hoping for better weather, and I believe we have 5 or 6 food trucks coming, so we're really excited about that. With that said, I mean, I feel like a broken record here, but I've asked in the past to waive fees, and I know we just did it for the Masons, which was excellent, and I appreciate those of you that did that. And I would like to make a motion now to do the same for the Chamber of Commerce, to waive the fees for the food truck Friday nights.
Is that for the both of,
For the last 2 events, we only have September and October, so,
okay, so Becky's placed the motion?
yep,
Is there a second?
okay.
All right. Other items for roundtable.
You wonder.
All right. Not hearing any. Thank you. We are adjourned. Have a good evening, everybody.
I'm going to say that, too.
You better save it. All laminated.
Yeah, there you go, buddy. We're getting going.